Orleans for a clash against the Pelicans, who are led by former Pistons head coach Stan Van Gundy. Hear the game right here on the ticket, starting at 7:35. Meanwhile, the NBA announces that they'll release the schedule for the second half of the 2021 season at 3 p.m. this afternoon. The Tigers are back on the field today. The spring training continues with yet another full squad workout in Lakeland. A number of blue-chip prospects in camp this year, like Riley Green, Dylan Dingler, and Spencer Torkelson. Manager A.J. Hinch was asked if there's any pressure on him to see many of those players on the 26-man opening day roster.
Our priority is to get the major league team ready, by the time camp ends. The luxury part of that is getting a look at some of these younger guys and these prospects, but I'm under no pressure to do anything with them.
It's expected those three prospects will begin the year in the minors, likely at either AA Erie or AAA Toledo, provided, of course, there is a minor league baseball season in 2021. Tiger Woods remains in a Los Angeles area hospital today after he underwent surgery last night to repair a compound fracture of his right leg and ankle. The 45-year-old Woods was injured in a car accident that happened yesterday in Los Angeles. Tampa Bay Buccaneers GM Jason Licht confirming for NBC Sports' Rich Eisen he's held preliminary talks with Tom Brady about a possible contract extension. The 43-year-old Brady's current deal with the Bucs will expire after the 2021 season. At the Ticket Update Desk, I'm Tony Ortiz. For more, stay tuned to 97.1 The Ticket and radio.com.
I think, in general, if they were trying to win next season, and I thought they had a chance to win next season, and I would think, address needs. But if you don't think they have a need a wide receiver, I can't help it. They do have a need a wide receiver. And just picture a big boy. Now, if this is an odd year, there is no pass rusher in the top 10. Might not be a pass rusher we're taking in the top 12 to 15. When's the last time you remember that being the case in the draft? There's one or two players that seem to be top 10 defensive players. That could change. When's the last time you remember that being the case? Now, I can guarantee you there's going to be a great pass rusher in this draft. Guaranteed. It's just less obvious than it's been in previous years. But that's why I'm against hard and fast rules when it comes to the draft, because every draft is different. Every draft is different. Probably the best defensive player is Micah Parsons. And other than that, it's two corners. So if you're going defense, and Parsons is off the board, you're going to go corner? Go corner again? Or Parsons, off the field stuff is a problem. You're going to go corner again because you got to go defense? Or address defense later, or with the multitude of first-round picks you have in years to come. Think of that. Look, suppose, again, I'm making the mistake of trying to convince you I'm right and you're wrong. No. This is why I feel the way I do, and those that are against taking an offensive player at 7 have yet to kind of hear a reason that I think makes as much sense. But keep an open mind. 248-539-9797. By the way, Gator, I wanted to throw this out there. Actually, I'll save it for later because we got a who's on, not a who's on top. Are you going to eat that schedule for 120? So we'll get to that. Jeff on a cell here, 97 on the ticket. Hi, Jeff.
Hi, Jeff. I got a problem with the speculation on who you're going to select. And the problem is I think you and Gator are great guys when it comes to reviewing football guys and players and stuff, but my problem is this. I think you need to focus in. You're going to go at the offensive player. Then first off, you got to focus in on who's your quarterback, Jared Goff. And Jared Goff, he didn't do so well the last 2 years, but he did really well when Todd Gurley was doing well. So if you're going to go and get an offensive player, my suggestion is to trade down. You can trade down with San Francisco or trade down with Washington. So you go lower in the draft, okay? And then you give them your pick, and you take maybe a second or third round for doing the swap. And I go get Najee Harris, because if you get Najee Harris, now you've got Swift and Harris, and facts are, Jared Goff plays much better when he's got a pretty good running game. Now you're already tackled one problem. You still don't have a wide receiver, but you'll get a good receiver from that San Francisco pick in the second or third round, because you're not just, for the Washington pick, you're not just dropping them for 1 second or whatever. You're
I don't think there's a huge problem with that. I mean, another way you could accomplish something very similar is go offensive tackle at 7, and there's a chance that Rashawn Slater, the offensive tackle out of Northwestern, I mean, he seems to be a guy that's moving up draft boards that could be worth taking at 7, which helps you with a run game. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. The other thing, Doug, I wanted to mention, I know a lot of people are laughing. I would never take a running back. Well, guess what? You know this better than I do. A running back is usually on 60% of the offensive plays on any given drive. And Najee Harris, if you were watching closely, every single year that guy has upped his game about 25%. This guy might be a complete sleeper, and he might be the next Derrick Henry.
Well, he might be. We both like Najee Harris an awful lot. I think the problem that Doug and I both have with running backs is that there's a short shelf life with running backs of how good they can be and for how long they can be good. And I'd be really apprehensive about latching on to that running back. And certainly wouldn't use a first round pick on one at this stage. But I would look to running backs at some point in this draft that they're going to have to take one. But they don't have to, because the success isn't coming in 2021. The success should come certainly by 2023. This team should be ready to really compete for the division. And if you're competing for a division, you're competing for the whole enchilada there. So the big question with this scenario, though, Doug, is really about how much you believe in Jared Goff.
Yeah, I mean,
what is Jared Goff actually going to be? I agree with him that Jared Goff's a better quarterback when he's got a running game. So is every other quarterback in the league. So I don't know how good Jared Goff is going to be with the Lions and how many resources they're going to give him right off the bat to prove it. But it feels like he's got 2 years to show that he can be competent enough as the quarterback so that they go ahead and pick up year 3 and then year 4. And if that's the case, that's pretty good news, because you'll be in really good shape.
Yeah, I mean, his plan is probably not one that would be high on my list to execute, but I can see it. And the trade back thing is great. And if you can't trade back, you can do something similar and take Rashawn Slater. It's 248-539-9797.
Jared Goff, and it's not fair to him, but his only shot at winning this job long term is do good with whatever you have out there. You know what I mean? Of course, it'd be better if you had a running game and good receivers, but guess what? If they don't give you one and you can still win, then you're going to have a real shot at, hey, this guy's a long-term answer, right? Right now, they can't cater to Jared Goff because they don't know if they want him long-term.
I agree.
Yeah, so it's like you're trying to build a better football team, whether it's with Goff or not. Now, if he can win with whatever they give him, then yeah, he's going to give himself the best chance. And unfortunately, that's the hand he's been dealt here.
Let's go to Joe in Lake Orion here on 97.1. Hi, Joe.
Yeah, hey guys. Yeah, I like Najee Harris too, but didn't we just draft Kerryon Johnson, DeAndre Swift the last couple of years? You gotta draft. I'm excited about, all these draft picks we got and Stafford trade, but I just get frustrated when, I hear Mac Jones come up. Why did we trade for Jared Goff? Do we not think he's any good? Why did we trade for him? Just to get rid of Stafford? I mean, at some point you gotta make smart decisions. And what I'm tired of seeing with the Lions, I hope this changes with the new coach, the new GM, Chris Spielman being in there. I love what Spielman said about building through the draft, because I'm tired of seeing the NFL littered with Detroit Lions picks playing on playoff teams that they didn't re-sign. We didn't re-sign Riley Reid because he wanted too much money. I know Minnesota hasn't really been a playoff team, and I think he's still there, but yeah, you see Dominic Sue win a Super Bowl somewhere else. And I know he wanted a ton of money to stay here, and it probably wouldn't have been a good decision. But we've got to draft people that are part of building a future here. And it seems like, with the exception of Stafford, a lot of our top picks are playing somewhere else after a few years. It's like we drafted Reeves. We thought he was going to be a good tackle. Then he goes away. We draft another tackle. The kid from Ohio State, I can't remember his name. Is he going to stay here, or is he going to go away? And we're talking about
They just re-signed him. So they just re-signed him.
Okay, that's good.
I mean, if you...
But, we're talking about getting rid of Galladay. I don't know. I mean, he's a good receiver. I have issues with his injuries, but why did we draft him? He's improved every year. And now we're talking about getting rid of him.
Well, the reason is because they're starting. Yeah, they're starting a rebuild, and they have to decide would they rather have, when they're ready to win. And this is, can they have a cheaper replacement in the draft? Is what it comes down to.
Well, the other thing is, you didn't trade for Jared Goff necessarily.
Yeah,
You traded
took
Matthew
on.
Stafford, and you took on Jared Goff so that you could get the extra first round pick. That's really what it seems like. Now, they may say outwardly, no, we love Goff, but I think this trade would have been better if they didn't get Goff in return, right?
Yep. But they.
I mean, some people, you can argue either side of it, but I mean, if you don't take Goff in his contract, you got more money to spend on other players.
But you also probably don't get that other first round.
Right, but let's say that they had just made it straight up Matthew Stafford for 2 firsts and a third. That was the trade, okay?
Yep.
Well, how does that benefit the Lions as opposed to taking on Goff? More cap space. But they've got Goff, and it's not an awful throwback because he's a competent player.
I'm not sure that would have been a deal that was offered either.
I don't think it was. I'm just putting it out there because it's acceptable.
248-539-9797. Are you going to eat that today at 120? More your phone calls, mixed day 97.
Well, buying a car is always something that you're going to build up a lot of anxiety, right? You've got a lot of money you're going to fork over, and this is a big investment. You want to make sure you get it done right. Go see my friends over at Gordon Chevrolet. Go see Scott and Mike in particular. These are the sales guys that run the place, and they are awesome. You want to talk guitars with Scott, talk music, he'll do that. You want to talk sports with either of those guys, they're more than happy to do it. But more importantly, they're going to talk cars with you, and they're not trying to sell you with the deceptive pricing and the gimmicks that other dealerships are going to do. What Gordon Chevrolet does is the bottom line pricing when you walk into the door, and then they'll present you with up to 18 different lease and purchase options for you to choose from, so you're going to feel comfortable with the whole car buying experience. And then they're going to continue to take care of you after the sale is complete. You need some service, you've got any issues with the vehicle, you bring it in, and they've got a ton of master mechanics over at Gordon Chevrolet that know what they're doing, and they're going to get it done for you, because that's what they're about, customer service. And for the new year, how about getting a new Chevy? Early demo sales still going on right now. You can take advantage of 0 interest for up to 84 months, plus bonus cash on the hottest selling vehicles. Also, get 3 payments up to $1,000 waived on select vehicles, but you got to hurry while supplies last. Right now, Equinoxes are hot, and they got them in stock right now. Check out the inventory over at Gordon Chevrolet and come home to Gordon Chevrolet. Easy to find on Ford Road, just west of Merriman and Garden City. You can visit GordonChevrolet.com. Gordon Chevrolet. Find new roads when the sale ends Monday at 9.
You know, one of the things I love about betting on basketball is I'm always finding new player props or game props that are like they could be before the game or live during the game. And what's cool about FanDuel Sportsbook is you can combine these props with other bets from the same game. This one is called a same game parlay bet, and you can only find them on FanDuel. And right now, new and existing players can get up to $25 back each day if your parlay falls one leg short with the same game parlay insurance. You heard that right. So just download the FanDuel Sportsbook app to try a same game parlay. Use promo code WOJO at sign up, and that's promo code WOJO. Must be 21 or older and present in Michigan. Refund issued as non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 7 days. Maximum refund $10. Terms apply. See sportsbook.fanduel.com for details. Gambling problems? Call 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help.
Mom, I'm hungry. Popcorn?
We should live stream this.
Already am. With this new plan from Walmart Family Mobile, I get 40 gigabytes of high-speed data for under $40 a month. It's a limited time deal. Oh, watch out, loose ball.
Whoa.
That's double the data with no contract or surprise fees. Yay, buzzer beater. All powered by T-Mobile's nationwide network. Makes me feel like I'm a step ahead. Double data ends July 31st, 2021. Hotspot does not double. See terms at myfamilymobile.com. Walmart Family Mobile. Stay a step ahead.
Hey, Matthew, we need to restock those sleeping bags.
Indeed knows unexpected growth can stretch your business thin.
Can you cover this register?
Like at Anita's Outdoor Store. To keep sales climbing, she needs to get started hiring right away.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. And the moment you sponsor a job on Indeed, you get
qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/hire. That's ZipRecruiter.com/hire.
If you're very quiet, you can hear it. The joy, the freedom, the crunch. From 100% whole grain oats. Stay outside longer with Nature Valley Oats and Honey Crunchy Granola Bars. We are better outside.
The next time you're in Vegas, head to the D Las Vegas. It's not on the Strip, it's in downtown Vegas. The odds are better, the party's bigger, and you'll feel right at home. Book your stay today at thed.com. The D Las Vegas, your home for Detroit sports in Vegas.
The only way you can take 97.1 The Ticket with you is the radio.com app. Download it today and listen to us anytime, anywhere.
Scott Anderson, 97.1 The Ticket. Let's go to Bob and Troy here next year on 97.1. Hi, Bob.
Hey, how you doing today?
Great. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, I just wanted to talk about Galladay.
Yep.
This guy has a lot of talent. We all know that. I'm going to tell you something. There is no way I can wait for the draft pick or franchising or anything of that nature until he proves himself on the field and he spends more time playing about his pain. I mean, I like come on. We want a championship. We want to make this and see all these things he's doing. And looks like he's ready for the hospital and all this stuff. You look at some of the wide receivers he had in the past, Leonard Johnson and all these guys, they were good ball players, and you found them on the field, not on the sideline complaining about their neighbor's pain.
Have you ever heard him complain about his aches and pains?
He does. You know he does. And he's that type of fella. Again, talent. He is as talented as can be, but he's wasted. I just think he needs to be on the field for the franchise.
Say one thing about his injuries. He got hurt last year. Yes.
Yeah, he didn't play in the second half of the season because he was hurt. I mean, you never heard him complain about it.
Never once heard him complain about it.
But how many games has he played in?
He's played in 47 of a possible 64 in his career.
And I just wouldn't do it. I'm sorry, I wouldn't do it.
Okay, I understand, but one of the reasons you cited is because all he does is complain about his injuries. I don't remember at any time him excessively complaining about injuries.
Well, man, brought up Leonard Thompson. For those who don't know, played with the Lions in the 70s and through the 80s. He's a lifetime Lion. He's a solid receiver, Leonard Thompson. But he's nowhere near the receiver that Kenny Galladay is.
Leonard Thompson wearing number 39. Is that right?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. And the most receptions he had in the season, 51, is second to last year.
Did he ever lead the NFL in touchdown catches?
No.
I mean, look, I understand there being some hesitation about injury. This was his worst year for injury, and he didn't want to get hurt. It was a contract year.
If he had said, "Look, I don't want a guy who's complaining about the money aspect of it," okay, you've got an argument there because it was clear that he wanted the contract and wanted to get paid. That I'm not going to disagree with. Now you can make an assumption if you want that said that he could have played and he chose not to when he was hurt in the second half of the season because it does seem a little.
The non-contact injuries are always a little weird.
Yeah, there's something to that, and I don't know how much there is to that, and I want to give the benefit of the doubt to the player that if he's hurt, he wasn't going to play, but it seemed like we just kept waiting, like, oh, he's day to day, he's practicing, and then he's not playing. So what happened there? There's a little fudge factor there. I'll grant him that. But if your point is to say that you wouldn't give the money to the receiver, I'm not going to argue with that because I think you can get receivers in the draft, and I think Kenny Galladay would cost you too much money and be prohibitive to to this team winning down the road. I think it's just too much money to commit to a wide receiver.
I think the injury thing with Kenny Galladay is very interesting because I think it's sort of blown out of proportion a bit. I mean, it's what you remember lately with the guy, right? What have you done with lately? Well, he obviously finished the season hurt. Okay, his rookie year, he came in, he missed a few games because he was hurt, which I would argue a lot of rookies do generally, coming from college to the pro game, right? Mm-hmm. The next 2 years, he missed one game. Then you have last year, where if, by the way, you believe he just didn't want to play, then he's not really hurt, right?
Yep.
If you do believe he was hurt, then who would know more about his injury than the Lions, right? He may end up being an injury-prone player in this league. I just don't think you can label him that yet already. You can be concerned about the injuries, of course, and especially when he walked off the field last, it was like non-contact. He kind of just like got to start off the line and then said, "Hey, I'm out of here, right? I'm pulling a plane." But yeah, I think he may be injury-prone, but I think people around here have just labeled him already.
Blown it a bit out of proportion.
Yeah, like, hey, this guy's done. Can't stay healthy.
All right, haven't done this in a while. Hi, this is Gator. I don't mess around when it comes to my food, fries, burgers, chicken. Are you gonna eat that? Hey, you all know.